So on this video, I really want to dive into herbs. You're going to see a trend here on my videos where I'm really looking at the healing support that food, herbs, spices can actually give us. Because if we really lean into this idea that food is medicine, including herbs, then it makes our fasting state so much easier. One of the things that I'm teaching you all here is how to use this metabolic switch, where you use food to heal and then you go without food so that your body can heal. They're both healing states. But if we are chronically leaning into packaged food, man-made food, bad oils, toxic ingredients, then the sugar burner system is not healing. So let's clean this up. Okay? And there are 3 herbs that I really like that can help heal the body and support specifically a really good nervous system. Remember, I talk a lot about the rushing woman syndrome and how we're just like on a go pace all the time. Well, these 3 herbs can really help calm the nervous system and help that rushing woman body and rushing man body. So let's dive into these 3. First is ashwagandha. So I think we all have heard of ashwagandha a lot. It's in, like, I know if I go to my local natural food stores, it's in all kinds of drink. It's in a lot of different supplements. I think we all, hopefully you have heard of it as, hey, that's really good for stress. And it is. The ashwagandha is incredible for helping heal your body from stress. And here's why. So it is rich in something that is called withanolides. Now, they are a natural sedative. So when you take ashwagandha, it's like calming you down. Okay, let's just take that concept for a moment and let's put it through the eyes of the menopausal woman, because I'm here to really help and support women through that process of perimenopause and menopause. It's massively important to my heart. One of the things that we know is that as progesterone comes down, our ability to relax from stress becomes more difficult. So it's in those moments that we need herbs like ashwagandha that act like a natural sedative, because progesterone was doing that, but progesterone is now making her exit. So as she makes her exit, we can bring ashwagandha in to help relax us. We also know if we've been living a rushing woman lifestyle where we are on go, that our hypothalamus, pituitary adrenal axis, it's called the HPA axis, may be overused and fried out. So adrenals don't fry out. The whole axis fries out. And what research is showing is this withanolides, this component that ashwagandha has in it, that it can actually normalize and bring back the balance of your HPA axis. So what that does for you is that when you see a stressor or you think about a stressor, your body is able to have a normal cortisol response, as opposed to somebody who is overly stressed and is constantly secreting cortisol. When you take ashwagandha on a regular basis and it brings back balance of the HPA axis, you have appropriate cortisol response, where you get a little bit of cortisol and then your body relaxes. That's why we want to use something like ashwagandha to bring back this HPA axis. The other thing that we know based off of research is that not only is it a sedative, that like I told you, not only does it balance the HPA axis, but it can reduce anxiety, which is really important overall for perimenopause and menopausal women. And so the interesting thing, though, about ashwagandha, before I go to the next one, is that just make sure you get it in a capsule, because it does have a really strong smell. Ashwagandha in Sanskrit actually translates into horse smell. So it may not be good in a tea. It may be better in a capsule if you don't like the smell of horses. Second herb that I am a huge fan of, and drink on many occasions, is kava. So kava is incredibly good for sleep, and it has a component in it called a kavalactone. And kavalactones go into GABA receptor sites and stimulate the production of GABA. You know what else went into a GABA receptor site? Progesterone. So when you're after 35, for women, as progesterone goes down, nothing's going into that GABA receptor site, but kava can. And there is a lot of different ways that you can reach for kava. There are tinctures, there are teas, there are powders. It's pretty prevalent once you start to really open your eyes to it. Now, there have been numerous studies that have found that kava is incredible for improving sleep. There was one that I really want to highlight, which is a 2004 study of 61 people that they found that not only were they able to fall asleep quicker, okay, my menopausal women, how many of us go to sleep and we're like, oh, I can't sleep, I can't sleep, I can't sleep. How many of us find that it takes forever to go to sleep? Kava can help with that. So not only is it going to help you go to sleep, but this study found that it decreased sleep disturbances, so you're not waking up, and it gave you an overall improvement in sleep quality, specifically REM and deep sleep. So a cup of kava tea before you go to bed can really help the whole sleep process. One of the tools that I use for kava is something that was I learned from Kauai Pharmacy, and I will put a link to them here in the notes. And they have a kava oil, and I will often put it on the bottom of my feet, the soles of my feet, and then put some socks on before I go to bed and let that just seep into my system. And it's a beautiful way to help me, especially when I was in my perimenopausal years, fall asleep a little quicker. Now, you might notice a couple of things about kava if you choose to go down the kava path. For starters, it can make your mouth numb if you drink it. So don't be freaked out if that happens. The second thing is that if you are going to buy it in the root form, that make sure you steam it in hot water for at least 15 minutes because it takes time for it to get completely integrated into your tea. So if you're going to take like a powder or a root, make sure that you give it enough time. It tends to take a little more steeping time than some of the other herbs and roots that come from the ground. Okay, I got to interrupt this video because I have a free guide for you so you can master fasting. It's called A Beginner's Guide to a Fasting Lifestyle, and all you've got to do is click here and you can jump right in. Third thing, love this one, Rhodiola for energy. So we had ashwagandha for stress, we had kava for sleep, and rhodiola for energy. Three really cool herbs the earth has provided us. And here's what's really cool about rhodiola. I geeked out on this one. I went deep down a path. I'm a fan of good energy, if you haven't noticed. I will do everything I can to keep my energy up, and rhodiola is one of those things. So it's a flowering herb that is native to Europe and North America. And it was originally used by the Vikings to increase endurance and physical strength. And it does this because it's rich in some really interesting compounds, 4 specific compounds. It's rich in 4 really unique compounds that not only help with endurance, but they reduce fatigue. And it's not only physical fatigue, but also mental fatigue. So when I'm talking about the endurance capabilities of rhodiola, I'm not just talking about the body, I'm talking about mental fatigue, which back with my menopausal women, as estradiol goes down, our ability to perform mentally can be hindered. And so when we go into rhodiola, we can actually improve our mental focus and endurance and be able to do that full work day that so many of us are trying to keep up with despite having low levels of estrogen. So a really interesting study in 2008 found that rhodiola taken daily will increase mental energy, will reduce burnout, and can increase a person's ability to mentally take on demanding tasks. So again, sounds like a perfect tool for my menopausal friends. And if you are in an extended fast, rhodiola is a great herb to use throughout a fast, especially if you're noticing that you're getting some brain fog as your body adapts to this fat burner system. So there are 3 herbs, and really what I want to point out to you is that the earth has given us some tremendous plants that we can use to keep that sugar burner system working right, that we can use to heal, and works in a synergistic way with the innate healing of our own body. So I love fasting for healing because in the absence of many of these herbs and foods, the body will heal itself. But again, we also want to keep in mind that food and plants And herbs in general can support a proper healing effect. And sometimes those fit into the sugar burner system. Sometimes you can take them as supplements in the fat burning system, but we can't leave herbs out of the equation, especially ones that are going to help with stress, sleep, and energy. And I don't know a menopausal woman on the planet that doesn't need help with that. So let me know if that's helpful. I haven't dove much into herbs. So if that's fun for you, let me know, and I'll do more videos. But you are not out of answers. Nature has provided quite a few for you, and there are 3 of them. Okay, if you loved this video, you're gonna wanna check out the next video of my food series. On this video, want to talk about the healthy foods that you might be eating that will stop you from a long and healthy life.